True Facts Podcast. I am Roman.
And I am Ahmed Jones.
Yeah, that is your name. And we have a relatively chill episode today for you. We're going to be doing a movie review of It Follows. If you haven't seen it, I recommend you go ahead and watch that, or else I'll kill you. I'm going to do a quick movie narration of the storyline, just to give you an idea of what we're going to be getting into. So here it goes. Ahmed, do you have any notes before I do that?
We're gonna have a spoiler warning. This movie's really good. Go watch it.
And first, if you're listening on YouTube right now, like a literal idiot, go on Spotify and listen to us there. Or soon on Apple Podcasts, where we're probably going to be pretty soon. It just depends on how soon I want to do that. But for sure, right now, go on the True Facts Podcast on Spotify and give us some listens right now. All right, Ahmed, you ready? All right, here we go. This is It Follows. For 19-year-old Jay, autumn should be about school, boys, and weekends out at the lake. But after a seemingly innocent sexual encounter, she finds herself plagued by strange visions and the inescapable sense that something is following her. Faced with this burden, Jay and her friends must find a way to escape the horrors that seem to be only a few steps behind. That's pretty much what this is going to be about, and it's called It Follows. It's on Netflix if you just want to go watch it real quick. But otherwise, we're going to be getting into the review in 3, 2, 1. And here we are, getting into it. We're going to do a quick review of the characters, and this is all going to be done by our friend Ahmed. You ready, buddy?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
First, we have Hugh. Hugh is Jamie's boyfriend. Or not really boyfriend, they just dated.
For one day.
Hugh's the one that gave her the fucking clap. Then we got Greg. Greg's pretty cool. He lives next to Jay.
And Kelly.
They used to.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jay and Kelly, they're sister and sister.
Mm-hmm.
Jay fucked Greg back in high school. We got Paul. Paul is basically Roman. We got Jay. She's a 19-year-old college student, for some context. We got Yara. Why, no, not Yara. We got Kelly, which is fucking... Why, no.
No, you're right.
We got Yara, who is Kelly's friend.
Yeah.
And then we got Kelly. She's Jay's younger sister.
Mm-hmm. So basically...
what do you think about each character, Rome?
Oh. Well,
let's go over the characters.
So Hugh,
yeah,
he's kind of an asshole, right? He's the guy. You said he's the guy who gave her the sexual STD, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and I gotta give some background. So this STD is given obviously sexually, as you would imagine, and it's not your normal STD. It kind of...
The proper term nowadays is STI.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's the PC term.
So, sexually transmitted what?
Infection, I believe.
What? It's a disease. Anyway.
Disease has a stigma, Roman.
So does cancer. But it allows you... Well, I guess it curses you to see a person always walking toward you. And, it never stops. And if it catches you, it will pretty much, from what I've learned, it'll just fuck you to death, which is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, let's treat it as its own character. We'll do it at the end of the roundup.
You want to do it as its own character? All right.
Yeah. Not It the Clown, remind you. It the fucking sex demon.
Yeah, I guess you were too lazy to come up with a name for it. Greg. Greg is... Remind me again, Ahmed. Greg is their flirtatious neighbor. Their little pussy boyfriend? I want to talk
about Jeff some more. No, they just fucked in high school. I didn't think they were boyfriend and girlfriend.
Oh,
Alright. Fucking Hugh First, he lies and says his name is Hugh. Then he fucks her. Then they track him down. They find out his name is Jeff. They don't smash his head in. He gets off pretty light.
Yeah, surprisingly,
So-
they weren't as mad as I thought they'd be.
It's basically a death sentence, and one of their friends end up dying. But yeah, he gets to live his life.
They're just out in the field.
Oh yeah. Also, once the fucking demon kills the person they're going after, they go after the person that had it before.
Yeah, it's just like a bloodline that never stops. I guess maybe until the first person ever gets it. But did they mention who the first person ever was to have it?
Nah, they don't even get into the lore.
I feel like, see, this is why I don't like the movie.
What?
They didn't do a good enough
It's
job.
terrifying enough.
It's scary, but they need to get into it more. They rushed it. They're like, this disease. And then they fucking showed a girl with her leg
The
twisted backward.
movie. That's enough context for me. The movie's 100 minutes long. Do you want an extra 100 minutes
I would
explaining the demon?
I would appreciate. You know how much time 10 minutes is in a movie? Like, that is so much time. We can, even here, we can talk about so much in 10 minutes. Yeah, how hard it would have been just to give us a quick explanation of what exactly it is. Rather than like, it. You see, it changes from person to person. You never know what it's going to look like.
Yeah, that's what Jeff does. He sits her down the first time, says, "Don't fucking."
But like, where did it?
gives her-
Like, you think they would know after all that time where it came from? You know,
How? How the fuck would anybody know?
from the first person. Like, did they? How did the first person get it? I would like to them. I would like.
They fucked somebody.
Okay, but why? How come they can see this fucking thing walking toward it?
Right. They will go over it in the movie. They say, all right, you remember? All right, so it was like a flight attendant, and they went to Africa and they fucked a monkey. And then,
Really? They said
and
that?
that's the first. No, that's the origin of AIDS.
Oh shit!
Fuck.
Why did you? Well, we
Presumably.
don't want to scare our listeners into having sex, even though most of them are 20 years old plus. Probably not virgins, but not to call you guys whores or anything. But anyway, so we have Paul. So this is the skinny looking kid.
You didn't do Greg.
Well, who's Greg?
Greg's the neighbor.
I don't remember who Greg is.
Greg's the neighbor. All right, let's just talk about what happens to Greg. He's the one that gets fucked to death.
Oh yeah,
They shows
yeah,
us what happened.
yeah. So Greg fucked Jamie, right? And because he probably wanted to be helpful, you know, to her, but really he didn't believe her at all. And he's like, "Yeah, that's not real. You know, she's just crazy." Basically, what he was saying. And then he went into his room, and the monster, it formed itself into his mom. And
Yeah,
pounding,
that's not did too, Greg.
pounded on the door, and Jamie was like, "Don't open the door, Greg! Don't open the door!" And then the monster opened the fucking, or no, Greg opened the door, and then it launched itself at him, and it started like, it looked like it was just dry humping him, like she was clearly wearing a onesie or like panties or some shit like that.
Okay.
Just dry humping him, and then it just pans to his face, and he's fucking dead. They literally.
Yeah, he's turning blue and shit.
Yeah, it fucked it to death, and it was pretty. That was probably the most fucked up part of the movie, I would say.
It reminded me about the scene of Palpatine fucking jumping at Yoda and him using fucking Force lightning. It reminded me a lot of that fucking scene.
Fucking, that's so stupid, but it was so fucked up that they did that, because it took form of his mom. You know, she opened the door, her tit was falling out. You know, they don't hide the nudity. You know, there's naked people everywhere. I mean, you remember the guy who was on the roof just naked staring at them? Like, for what reason was that thing up on the roof? Like, how did it get there?
Funny.
Like, it goes in a straight line, but that thing was standing.
I think the main point of the monster is to fuck with you. It wants to It probably like killing you is secondary. At the very most, it wants to fuck with you.
I mean, I guess it's just a strange sight to
That's
see.
why it took the form of Jeff's mom and Greg's mom, and it took the form of Jamie's dad,
Oh yeah,
just to fuck with them. Yeah.
yeah. So there's Greg. He died. For those who didn't watch the
Yeah.
movie, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So then there's Paul. Paul is a friend of Jay. Bolden. I can't pronounce it.
He's the guy of a girlfriend group, so you know, shit's not going very well for him.
Yeah, he's basically just pouting the entire movie of why he's not having sex with Jamie. He's like,
No,
but,
he didn't care until after the monster showed up. Then
I mean, he was like, he seemed to be a little bitch at first because Jamie.
he seemed okay at first.
I don't know.
You know, everybody was making fun of him, and he just went hardy hard.
In the movie, after Jamie had sex with Greg,
Yeah.
he's like, why did you have to fuck him?
After Jamie fucks Jeff, he gets weird, and after he fucks Greg, he gets fucking
After he fucks
nerd
Greg.
rage, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
She fucks Greg.
It was kind of funny, but and then the I'm just gonna jump right to the end. I mean, but they end up being like partners in crime, and that's.
Oh no, fucking Jamie settled.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
But poor guy, like, took her hand. He's like, I could have sex with you, ma'am. Oh my god. I don't know. Maybe that's just his first movie or something like that.
Also,
but...
Paul shoots Yara.
Yeah. Wait. Did he? Oh yeah, in the foot, right? In the leg. Yep.
Not out of because he's retarded.
Yeah. Well, because all of them are terrible shots.
Yeah.
It's like just trying to spin around in a circle, shooting something. That's basically what they were doing. They couldn't hit for shit. Yara. So yeah, Yara is Kelly's friend. And Kelly is Jamie's sister. She didn't really. I don't even think she played that big of a role, to be honest. Like, she didn't. I don't think she even did anything. I mean, she got shot. She was in the hospital. She was tired a lot, if you notice. She was like asleep a lot.
She kept making quotes from her shell book.
Yeah. But this movie, it looked like it was placed.
You should look those up for the context.
Look what they are.
Yeah, here, I'll look it up.
So basically, it's like a Kindle, what she had in her hand, but imagine like a flip open makeup and mirror thing that girls sometimes use for, I don't know, blush maybe. I don't know, contour. Yeah. I have no idea. But it's like a smartphone essentially. She can scroll on it, and it's a book. And I don't know what year this is supposed to take place in. I would assume probably like 2015, just based off the cars that they drove. And also that's when the movie was released, but I've never seen anything like that before.
It's supposed to fucking shift in years.
Well, that's really confusing. When does it do that in the movie?
I think it's interesting. There's the fucking Hugh drives a classic car. Kelly has a futuristic phone. There's fucking CRT TVs and black and white TVs. She goes to a modern classroom.
It was confusing to see all that mixed into one when it didn't give you any context of when or where it was.
To be fair, that could happen in the real world. There's nothing stopping a guy from driving a classic car, and there's nothing stopping a family from having a bunch of CRTs.
Well, that doesn't mean that it's taking place within different time periods.
They do go to a classical movie theater too, or a classical play or whatever.
Yeah, although they left. He left because he saw, or Hugh or Jeff.
Yeah, that's the first time.
That's the first time we. Well, not really. It was the first time the monster was.
Well, we didn't see it in the beginning.
Yeah, that was really confusing.
To be fair, it's invisible.
Yeah, it's everybody who hasn't fucked somebody down that bloodline.
We'll go over its powers. Alright, so Yara's fucking Kelly's friend. She's cool. She doesn't contribute that much. She reads quotes from the idiot and shit.
Yeah.
and Kelly doesn't contribute that much.
Yeah.
I think she thinks of putting the blanket on the monster. I think that's the most she did.
Yeah. Yeah. I was really disappointed that they took so long to set up the pool scene. With they brought like every electronic they possibly had. You know, they made this whole big deal, and then it didn't even work. Like they were gonna plug everything in the city pool, and Jamie was just gonna swim around in the pool, and the monster was gonna be like, "Oh, there she is!" Continue walking toward her, and you know, we got in the pool. They're gonna basically just do the toaster in the bathtub thing, except like 100 times larger than that. But I feel like I don't appreciate that the monster all of a sudden had a mind of its own, and it was like, "Oh, I see exactly what they're trying to do. I'm going to be smart now and throw all these electronics that are plugged in at Jamie, like, and have perfect aim, and Jamie not have any sense. Just maybe like, oh, maybe I should swim away instead of like, oh, there's a fucking typewriter coming at me. Maybe I should stand still in the water and get hit like 80 times. I mean,
I don't blame her for the way she acted. To be fair, she's fucking terrified.
she might
And
be.
Jeff did say it's smart.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I just wish Jamie would have reacted faster.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I just think that whole scene kind of went to waste. It was suspenseful. I mean, I'll give it that. But I would have liked to see even Jamie like get really hurt from that. Like, I don't want to sound bad, but you know, if you throw a bunch of shit into the water, I was hoping she would get electrocuted, and like really bad. I mean, because they did all that and nothing happened.
Yeah, that shit's way too strong, man.
I mean, maybe it's. You think any like the chemicals in the pool is what stopped it from happening? I mean, chlorine doesn't have that effect, does it? I mean, I'm not a chemist.
Monsters.
No.
Oh, on electricity.
On electricity, like the chemicals.
No,
in the water.
no, it's just the water's too wide. It needs to be a less amount of water, or else the electricity disperses.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, they had so much.
But they didn't do everything at once. When they threw something in, it like shows that it shorted.
Yeah. I was really hoping for something bigger. What else?
I was hoping they would use their brain and fucking throw it in a hole or something.
I mean, it could probably just climb out, right? You said it's smart. I mean, it clearly got on top of the roof somehow. It didn't even show how that happened.
Yeah. I don't know why that's the only scene it was like just standing.
I think there's a couple. Was there another time it was just standing?
I think it was about to break in or something, or it just did that to fuck with her.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it wears clothes and sometimes it doesn't.
So I think the whole premise of the movie is just for abstinence. I'm just gonna say. I mean, I honestly think that's
obviously that's not the point.
I think, yes, it is.
No.
Yes, it is. I mean, come on. Like, don't have sex or you're gonna see this bitch coming at you all the time.
No, I think it like represents something else, bro.
I mean, what do you think it represents then? Other than you know, there's a risk of getting a STI, and maybe you just wear protection. Like, I wouldn't have been surprised if at the end of the movie, before the credits rolled, it's like, wear a condom. Like, I would have been like, that makes sense. You know, this is
to
just
be
like
fair, it's good advice, right?
Well, obviously,
you
it's
can't
good
even
advice.
be angry, Roman. You can't even be angry if they're right, though.
Well, I would have understood. I'd be like, oh, okay, this is just one of those movies, you know, that they show teenagers in high school to scare them, and you know, to teach them. Maybe like Catholic kids, somehow they want to show this so they can keep practicing. I guess mostly for the religion, but also just for abstinence and shit like that, so they don't fuck. But I mean, this isn't gonna scare me away. You know, if that was the point, you know, if I get fucked to death, let's be honest, Ahmed, that's not the worst way to go out.
That's what I was telling our friend the other night when we were watching it.
Right.
I kept telling him, hey, not so bad.
But he was getting all jittery and shit. I don't like this kind of shit. I like The Conjuring. What? It's two different things. But one of them is getting fucked to death by your mother, and the other one's a nun-looking thing that tries to kill you. I mean, oh my god,
it gets pretty bad. I think you can make friends with her. It's obviously smart. Just like make a deal.
Yeah, just like, hey, like we can fuck if you want. You know, it can be kind of like a friends with benefits
Not
type thing.
not even that, man. Not even that.
Monsters
just
with
fucking
benefits.
going. No one tries to talk to.
You know, they're like, oh, let me shoot it in the neck.
Yeah, see.
The thing's just like, please let me talk. I'm tired of walking.
Maybe it's cool. Who knows? Maybe that's the point of the movie.
They drive like an hour away and it has to turn around. Like, I want to see what happens, like when they get in the car and go. Like, does the monster just like turn around, or does it stop and be like, fuck? Like, just for one time, can I get them? Like, one time other than just one guy at a time. Can I fucking kill them?
Let's see. From the cabin to Greg's house, it took 3 days to get there.
Yeah. I mean, that's a long time. Like, I'm assuming the monster doesn't have any emotions. I mean, clearly it got shot. You know, it got shit
It
whacked.
rushes. When the monster saw Jamie coming to save Greg, it like hurried up.
Yeah, sometimes it, or maybe it's just that's how fast it goes. The movie slows itself down for us. I mean,
what?
I feel like
why would that be the case?
I feel like sometimes at first, so it's like they have more time. It's like you gotta get, they better get out of there, but
it chooses its speed, right?
I don't think so. I didn't see it run. I mean, I saw it like move faster. You know,
when it crawls through the hole, it hisses at Jay. It doesn't hiss at her in slow mo.
That's true.
All right.
Well, yeah, that's true. I also
and when it picks something up, it doesn't throw something in slow mo.
Yeah, that's right. So I want to have another movie that they do, but they just thanks for that, Ahmed. Where they explore the mind of the monster, and like maybe what's going on in its head. Into like, oh, there's a window. Also, the door's locked. I must throw a rock in window and climb through it. Be careful.
Why are you so? Oh yeah, because it's smart. Why are you so hung up on finding out about the monster?
Because it's really important. I mean, the characters are basic. This is just a basic horror movie. But what's really interesting is this monster. Like, how does it decide who to turn into? You know, there's really not that.
Fuck with you the most.
I understand why it does it. I just want to know how it decides. You know, like, how does it know?
All right.
Why
did it turn into a meth addict, break into Jamie's house, and piss on Jamie's floor?
Right. I don't know.
To fuck with her. To terrify the shit out of her, and that's what happened.
Is this thing conscious, though? Like, is it...
Yes. Why did it turn into a giant man with no eyes?
Yeah, that was terrible. That actually scared the shit out of me. But
to fuck with her, bro.
It's such an asshole. I mean... I like the premise of the movie. I just wish it didn't actively try to scare people away from having sex. But in the movie, it clearly didn't. You know, I mean,
like
Paul.
The message.
I mean, Paul. I don't know. It's so confusing how I feel about this movie. I mean, Paul was afraid of this shit, and then all of a sudden he's like, "I'll fuck you," and it's like, well, the only one.
I think he just wanted to fuck. I mean, day one, bro.
I think so too. But it's like, well, I can help. You know, this way I can see when it's coming. Well, see, no, bro, you just want to fuck her. Like, clearly, you just want to fuck her.
All right. So Jamie, goes on a date with a guy she likes, has sex. All right. Mm-hmm. There's no pressure.
Yeah.
She does it. Right. And then the monster comes. Right. It's a completely neutral act.
Yeah.
Then Jamie fucks, no, this is before. Jamie, she's on the coastline and she sees 3 boys on a boat. She takes off her shirt and starts walking towards them. I'm not sure if this is before or after Greg dies. And that's a less neutral act. She gets more desperate. She fucks Greg because she's desperate, not because she wants to fuck. You could see on the after scene, she's just laying there, I think my point being is she doesn't do it like the monster is supposed to be neutral, or like the director or whoever created the movie has a neutral viewpoint on it. It's not religious You know, it's like a STD, it just comes and goes. You don't know when it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's the scary part. You have no idea. She could have got it from Greg. She could have got it from Paul.
Yeah.
She could have got it from the boys on the boat.
Oh yeah, boys on the boat. She had a little orgy there, and she's one horny little girl. I mean, you think
She's
how old
scared.
is she?
It wasn't that point.
How-
19.
Oh, all right. Well, not a little girl. Sorry, viewers or listeners.
Oh, that's
or-
creepy,
that
Roman.
is-
Don't fucking.
I'm sorry.
Don't double back.
Oh God.
No.
So I just looked up a little something. So
Uh-huh.
apparently, this movie is quote unquote one giant metaphor for the horrifying aftermath of sexual assault and the denunciation of victim blaming. Sexual
I see it.
assault? I mean,
I kind of.
I mean, Jeff or Hugh did pretty much like assault her at the end. I mean,
her
but-
into fucking him, and then she got a horrible thing she had
but
to live
she
with.
didn't necessarily get tricked into it. She was clearly into it. I mean, I don't want to
Ah.
speak for her, but I mean, she was clearly into it.
I think context is needed.
Well, okay. After
Well,
after the
here,
movie.
Let me,
Oh,
no,
okay.
let me give you context.
all
Alright.
right.
All right, so you get a girl, you start talking to her, you get a match on Tinder. You really want a New Year's kiss. You meet up, you really like her.
Alright.
She fucking loves Spider-Man.
Nice.
She loves the church.
Church.
She loves your dad's cooking.
It's all good signs for me.
And you know,
Right.
you tell her, I want to show you a little Roman. Alright. And then afterwards, she fucking knocks you out, ties you up, and says, Alright, I know you're gonna be mad, but I like you a lot. I have AIDS, and now you have AIDS.
And I wanted you to.
Are we cool?
I wanted you to go through it with me. It's like it was such a shitty thing to do.
Do you think you're a victim, Rome, or do you think, no, it's fine? I consented to having AIDS.
But she didn't know. She didn't know that's what it was. Of course
You
she's a
didn't
victim.
know.
Of course
Yeah.
she's the victim. But
No shit.
But I'm just saying, at first, she was clearly into it. That's all I said. I said at first, she wasn't into fucking having AIDS. She was into it in the car, having sex.
Uh-huh.
And up until right before he put that chloroform right up into her mouth or whatever that shit's called. Like, up until that point, she was completely fine with it. I mean,
Yeah.
she... Other,
What about the fucking 10 minutes after? How did she feel?
obviously, she was terrible. I mean, she was fucking... Let me go! Help! Help! You know?
Come on.
Oh my god, this movie.
What about your new girlfriend? How do you feel? You guys gonna have 8 babies together?
No.
It's a very survivable disease, Roman. They got pills for it now. He'll be fine.
We're not talking about AIDS, Ahmed. This is something like demonic, man. It's
Answer the
something so-
fucking question. You think AIDS isn't demonic? You think that's not the most fucked up shit?
Ahmed, this is way worse. Come on, let's be realistic. I don't even know what AIDS does to you, but
Lowers your immune system so a cold could kill you.
okay, whatever. But this thing, it makes some bitch appear out of nowhere and stalks you for the rest of your fucking time you're alive.
And this makes fucking sneezes deadly.
It's on a different level. All right. One of them is gonna
Yeah.
directly affect your health, while the other one is affecting your safety. So
You could die from either. Alright, no, fuck it, wrong. We're not arguing.
why?
What
are
do you
arguing
say
with
to
me?
the girl? What do you say to the girl, wrong?
What do I say? The girl who gave me this disease. I'd be
Yes,
like,
you say I'm gonna fucking rip your head off.
that's a bit dramatic. Ahmed, don't lay hands on women without their consent. Ahmed, come on. But no, I'd be like, why the fuck you do
I'm
that?
gonna rip your
If
head off.
if I were to react realistically, she would tell me just how Hugh did, how Hugh told Jamie,
Mm-hmm.
and then she tried to prove it by tying me to the chair and getting me
By
real
showing
close,
you her
getting me real
AIDS
close and
results. Yeah.
shit. Yeah, this is proof that I have AIDS. Sorry, you're tied down really tight to this chair, but you also have AIDS. I did a blood test. Sorry about that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for the mess. And I'd be like, what the fuck is your? Like, I'll be like, what the fuck's wrong with you? I'll be like, I don't know what I would do.
No, you wouldn't.
I'll be
You
like,
would
what the fuck?
fucking see red, Roman.
What would I do? Am I a violent person? No.
Oh my god.
I get mad. I get pissed
fine,
off, but I'm not
fine.
gonna fucking attack somebody because of it.
Oh, you gave me 8. How dare you?
Yeah, like, shame on you. But it's okay. We all make mistakes. No, I'm not gonna be like that. I'll obviously be very angry, but I'm not gonna fucking attack her.
What the hell? What the hell, Jamina?
You tell me you would attack.
do this
You
to
tell you would attack a girl because she gave you AIDS and told you. Say it was a neutral setting.
Equal rights.
Say-
equal fights.
Say you just got done with the girl and she's like, by the way, I have AIDS. You're just sitting there in bed. Do you attack that girl, Ahmed?
I literally eat her. I will eat her.
Swallow
That
her
would
whole.
be. I would be so fucking angry.
I mean, I would.
I,
Don't get me. Yes, I would be very angry, but I'm not gonna fucking hurt this girl.
Roman, I wouldn't. Roman. God.
I'd probably call the police for like or something like that, but I don't know what I would
Cops,
say.
cops. She gave me AIDS.
Yeah.
Police.
Oh, is that so? Is that so, huh? You gonna cry?
Yeah, I'm gonna cry.
They're gonna fucking laugh at you on the phone and hang up, Roman.
So there's really no way you can react. I mean, I just I don't know what I would do, but I'm not them. But we're not talking about regular
Fucking
AIDS.
beta male.
We're not talking about regular AIDS. We're talking.
This is super AIDS.
This is super AIDS with like some freaky horror shit. I mean, how far would you go?
Oh, so you're
You know.
gonna be like, yeah, Hugh/Jeff, you get to live. It's not your fault. You didn't know you were gonna give me fucking a monster AIDS.
I mean,
Jeff got off scot-free. Look at that.
yeah. I mean, I think Jamie probably could have reacted a little bit harsher to him. I mean, she didn't do anything. Not even. I mean, she cried for help and shit like that. But like, they went to his house and they just had like a little picnic in the backyard. Like, she wasn't even pissed off.
They still didn't believe him at the time. The friends didn't believe him.
Yeah, and I like that scene a lot because Jeff is explaining everything, and he's like, "You guys see that girl right there? Okay, good. Whew, phew, man.
Oh,
It's just
I don't know.
some of this.
Why are you being so passive, bro?
I'm not being passive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm just this movie had a lot of flaws. I think overall I would give it like a fucking 6,
Oh god.
but like it could have been so much better if they were to go into detail about things. Maybe spend a little bit more time. Maybe even a little more graphic. I wouldn't have minded to see more graphic. You know,
You want to see more people fucked to death?
it's the movie, Ahmed. Come on.
I think if you see it once, it fucking illustrates it well enough.
Well, they did it what, twice?
Twice, yes, twice.
Twice in 100 minutes. I mean, I would have loved to see somebody get twisted in half. It's a horror movie. That's what I'm there for. You know, you can give me as many jump scares as you want, but if people are gonna die, you know, kill a lot of people. Like, not nearly enough people died. I would have loved to see Jeff die.
1, 2, just 2.
Yeah, just 2. I mean, we got to see Paul fly across the beach. You know, it's just an invisible shot. That was pretty funny. But you know what I really find interesting is Ahmed, how far would you distance yourself? You know, like where would you go? Say this place.
I wouldn't
Look.
go anywhere. I'm just gonna put it in my backyard.
You're just gonna lock it up.
I think I'll shoot it, then chain it up.
Hmm.
I'm not trying to be violent. This monster can survive gunshots.
Yeah, it can. But you have to test that. You know,
Yeah, fucking, why not?
I mean,
Shoot
you gotta
it.
be careful though. You know, that bitch can
Tie it up
fucking.
with chains.
The thing can clearly
in my
turn into
backyard.
like Dwayne the Rock Johnson and be like,
I think I would. My first idea was like just hang it off of a tree in the woods and like check on it once a day.
"How you doing?" Fucking. Oh, you're hungry? Okay, here's this fucking.
Right. First, I would try to talk to it.
Yeah, I'd probably try to talk to it too.
I didn't do anything wrong, man. What the fuck? It just
That way. So where you from? Fucking man. I mean, I don't know if I would want to keep it into like a box or anything. I mean, because who knows if we can actually get out of that or not. I mean,
Yeah, that's why I would like keep it like a block away from my house on like a chain.
but there's nothing you can do to stop it from moving. Like nothing. Like it can always
Nothing
get
at
out.
all?
No, let's just say because the thing is
Huh.
it's always moving and it never stops in a straight line. Like let's just say, yeah.
I gotta become a drifter.
Where would you go? This movie for her reference it took place in Detroit, Michigan.
Utah?
No, Detroit, Michigan. It took place.
No, I'm saying I would go to Utah. Why the fuck?
Oh, why'd you say Utah was some?
I want to see the Mormons.
I would,
I want to see the Utah Raptor.
well, I would go across seas. I mean, I'd probably just go to Europe or something. Like,
Oh, yeah, you're gonna fucking go to Europe, Rome?
yeah, I would go to Europe.
You're gonna measure shit in centimeters?
I mean, yeah,
I think
it's
you're
just
ready
far
to do
away.
that.
It's not gonna get to you.
That's fucking.
What are you
If-
gonna swim?
Yeah.
Come on, that fucking ocean. You know, how long is the ocean?
Maybe it won't even swim. It just goes on the airplane, waits on the airplane. It comes and gets you.
Well, it's gonna buy an airline ticket. It's gonna buy a fucking. It's gonna buy a crew line or a fucking cruise ship ticket.
It could just walk onto an airplane, stand still, wait for it to land, and walk off.
That's not how it works, Ahmed. This movie,
It could do that.
the security, you gotta be realistic, Ahmed. They're not gonna let some random fucking eyeless.
It's
thing.
invisible.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You're right. It's fucking invisible. Oh my god, that
Like
changes
most
everything.
STDs.
That changes everything. But is it smart enough to know how to get into an airplane?
If it could open the door, it knows what an airplane is.
It's just like you just see a floating bag of peanuts on the fucking plane. Just enjoying my fucking sack. Now that would be something.
Alright,
funny.
so
That would
your
be.
Europe plans is shit ass.
It would buy you some time, for sure.
Like, how much is a trip? You would get 8 hours.
Yeah, 8 hours
At
on
most
eight,
16
eight hours on a
hours.
plane though. Like that.
Yeah.
For example, say it can't get on a plane, but it has to like just.
Okay.
It has to float itself through the water.
Then fucking 10 days on a boat.
That's pretty good. They can buy you a lot of time, and then what? You can go somewhere else. Just keep flying long distances, maybe every few weeks or so.
That's horrible. You would be broke. You would be alive, but fucking broke.
I mean, would you rather be local and having
Yeah.
to constantly look over your shoulder?
Listen, I would go to a nearby state and back, and then I'll be good for a week.
I mean,
Unless it like steps on a bus.
yeah. I guess it gets hitchhiked somehow. Somebody.
But since in the movie we don't see it go on any motor vehicles, let's just assume it doesn't do that.
Fuck. There's so much you can go on. So much you can talk about with it. It's just. I mean, I don't know. They traveled in the movie. I don't think they traveled that far. They stayed in Michigan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say they went up north to like, I don't know, by a Great Lake or something.
I feel like this
Oh, they were near a beach, remember?
doesn't say where. I mean, they're in
Yeah.
they're centrally in Detroit.
They're by
so
the
it's probably,
lake. That means they're by a lake coastline.
Yeah, wherever there's a beach,
Yeah.
somewhere. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it could literally be a lake. It could be a fucking pond for all we know. Just a big pond.
What?
It could
No.
be a bit. Yeah, it could be a big pond.
You know how sand forms? It's eroded rock.
Well, sometimes you're. Wait, you never been
How
to
the fuck
you never
would a-
been to in the forest and there's a little pond and you never see the sand there?
No, unless it's man-made, there wouldn't be sand there.
I can assure you that there's sand on little shorelines, even like a pond. Sometimes, not huge amounts. You know, mostly it's a mixture of sand and dirt.
At most, it would be the littlest amount of sand from rising waters.
All right, fine.
But I don't think people want to hear about how fucking ponds are formed.
Okay, everybody, drop a comment if you want to talk about erosion next episode, and we will talk about erosion.
Yeah, you'll do erosion, I'll do sedimentary rock.
I don't remember all the types. That's that's a test that I failed like 8 times in 6th grade. I fucking failed that test so many times because I couldn't figure it out. He was so upset with me. I was like, oh,
What?
can I retake
He's
it?
a shitty teacher.
Can I it was 3 types of rock. What was it? Fucking sedimentary. Fucking what else?
One starts with an M.
Igneous rock.
And
And like what's it called?
metamorphic.
Metamorphy. Everybody, drop a fucking comment and tell us what types of rock there are, because we don't know. Anything else you want to touch on? Anything major?
All right. So, all right, you gave it a 6 out of 10. I give it an 8 out of 10.
Really?
8.5 out of 10.
8.5 out of 10.
I agree. I just want more of it, man. I wish they would do a second one. That's how much I like it.
If they do a second one, I will watch it, and hopefully they do better. Because it just seems like a low budget film. I mean, they did good with the effects. You know, when they had, I mean, really, the monster itself was just a person, so they didn't have to do much with it. But
They did a little bit. They had to do. I think they did fucking practical effects for the eyes. They had to do something with that, with the first body. They did a pretty good job.
yeah, I mean, that can't be that.
You know.
I mean, yeah, I think overall, with the effects, they did an okay job. Like it didn't look cheaply made, but you can tell they didn't spend too much time thinking about it.
The budget was $1.2 million.
$1.2 million. I mean, come on, that's $1 million. Like, you tell me you can't.
You know, the normal budget for like an average film is $60 million
Whatever. But
or $10 million or something.
you tell me that budget is going to affect how well you write the story, how well you can figure
the
that
budget
out.
affects with what you could get on screen.
I don't know. I mean, even just more dialogue would have helped. You know,
It's pretty sparse, but if you pay attention, you can follow.
I mean, it took me a bit to catch on to what was going on, but that was because it kind of took them a minute to get there. You know, I don't know. The whole movie, it was okay. I do like the premise of the movie. You know how you have to have sex with somebody to be able to see this thing, but you know, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what you like.
Yeah.
Not the fucking suspenseful shit. Not the body horror.
Body horror. She was okay, I guess. I mean, the home. It was okay. Yeah, 6 out of 10. But I think. Do you have any last thoughts before I wrap this up?
Let's just list off our favorite movies, then we'll sign off and give our plugs.
Our favorite movies.
Yep, favorite movies.
Horror movies. How about while we're on the subject? Horror movies.
Whatever, man. Just the whole list.
All right. I do like the Conjuring movies. The Annabelle ones are okay. I think they're all. I think they're all in that same universe, actually. If I'm not wrong, or no, maybe I'm not wrong.
Yeah, they're shared.
I think Insidious was good. I've always liked those cheesy ass fucking Paranormal Activities. I've always appreciated those.
I like those too. Now that you remind me.
There's a funny one. Scary Movies, like a rip off of. There's like
if I
5
caught
of
it
them.
on TV. Yeah.
Those are funny actually, but they're all rip offs of like famous horror movies. But I don't think I know even anymore. I probably do know more, but I can't remember all the names. What about you?
Let's see here. I like It Comes at Night. That's a good A24 one. I like horror a lot. I just can't fucking list it off right now.
Yeah.
Let's see. For movies I like in general, I like Riddick, Now You See Me, Kingsman. I guess The Greatest Show was pretty good.
The Greatest Showman.
Yeah, Greatest Showman.
Do you actually like that movie?
Yeah, it's pretty good, man.
You sing
I like
along?
circus shit.
You like to sing along? The Bearded Lady? Okay.
Oh.
I actually like that movie too.
I like circus shit, man. It just so happens that the music's good.
I did enjoy the movie. Yeah, I used to listen to the. Yeah.
Did you see Hamilton?
No.
Nah, me either. I think you gotta go to an actual playhouse to see it.
I was gonna see it on Broadway in New York, when I was on a trip one time, but
Eh,
turns out we never had tickets. We ended up seeing.
That's where all the money went.
We ended up seeing Frozen. Fucking. It was.
Are you serious?
It was so bad. That's a different story for another time, man. We can get into that.
Hey, that's not a bad idea, actually.
What trips?
You could talk about your trip around.
Yeah, we
You-
can talk about your trips. Yeah, we both have been on trips before. We can talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
All right, plugs.
if you're on YouTube, keep listening to us on YouTube unless you want to go to Spotify.
More convenient.
They're all our links are on our YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, TrueFacts_podcast. But also our links are there. We're gonna be on Apple Podcasts soon.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a listener and happen to want to have us on somewhere else, we will try our best to put it on there. We just very recently, like 2 days ago, as of right now, put it on Spotify, and that took me a while to figure out how to do. But I'll figure it out. But
Yeah.
other than that, we have a very exciting episode next week for Christmas. We're working hard already on that. That'll be very
I
enjoyable.
think you folks are gonna like it.
I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
But until then, this is Roman signing off. And Ahmed, are you signing off too?
Yes, please let me sign off.
Sign
Yes,
off.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye now. Bye-bye.